Hello, I'm Tom Lodziak. In this video, I'm going to show you a super easy approach to returning serves. Now this video is aimed more for beginner intermediate players, and I've got in mind here the sort of player who really finds it difficult to return serves, gets a bit panicky about it. Well, I've got an approach here which I use with the players that I coach, and most of the time it works pretty well. So in this video I'm going to show you how to return backspin serves, how to return topspin serves, how to return side spin serves. Using my approach, you should be able to find that you can return almost all of the serves that your opponents give you. So if you want to get much better at returning serves, then keep watching. So this is what I often see, especially with players at the beginner and also intermediate level. Backspin serves, the ball goes into the net. Topspin serves, the ball goes off the end of the table. Side spin serves, the ball shoots off the bat and goes over there. Side spin the other way, the ball shoots off the bat and goes over there. Okay, you are not alone. This is very, very common. However, there is a way that you can start returning far, far more serves, which I'm going to show you right now. First of all, let's look at how to return backspin serves. Now, at its simplest, any backspin serve can be returned with a push. Might be a backhand push, might be a forehand push. This will get the ball back over the net and onto the other side of the table. If it's heavier backspin, you might just need to turn your bat angle a little bit more this way. If it's lighter backspin, you might need to turn your bat a bit more that way. Same thing on the forehand side. Heavier backspin, open up the bat angle a bit more. Lighter backspin, you can have your bat angle a bit more in that direction. And that's going to allow you to return any backspin serve that you face. The timing is also quite important. I think the easiest way to return these serves is to contact the ball just before the peak of the bounce. You don't really want to let these backspin balls start dropping and dipping, then you kind of have to scoop them up and the shot becomes harder. So for a good push return or for a backspin serve, ball bounces, push just before top of the bounce. Same thing on the forehand side. Bounce, push just before top of the bounce. Now I think the key with this return is you don't need to take a big swipe at the ball. See some beginner players do that and they lose control where the ball goes. Just keep the stroke short and simple. This is by far the easiest way to return backspin serves. So we're just looking at a short, positive, pushing action. Okay, that's all we need to do, and that will return the backspin serves. Now, let's look at how to return topspin serves. For me, the simplest way to return topspin serves is with a drive. Backhand drive, forehand drive. If there's lots of topspin, heavy topspin on the serve, you might just need to close your bat angle a little bit, and then drive, just getting over the top of the ball a little bit more. If there's only light topspin, your drive, you can just open up the bat angle and you can drive it. That way you come through the back of the ball a little bit more. Same thing on the forehand side. Lots of heavy topspin, might just need to turn the bat angle a bit more and contact more towards the top of the ball. Lighter topspin, turn the bat angle back that way. and you can come through the back of the ball more. Now, to begin with, do not worry about trying to blast the ball. This is important. When someone does a topspin serve, they're putting lots of energy into the ball. So the ball has tons of energy and it's kicking up off the table. So if you return these topspin serves with just a controlled drive technique, the ball will go back on the table and it will probably go back quite quick without you having to put much effort in. So short drive technique, easy way to return topspin serves. Now let's look at side spin serves. Now I know from my own coaching sessions, these are the serves which give people the most problems. People get very worried about side spin serves and they try to return them and the ball shoots off that way, do this and the ball shoots off that way. Well, you know what? The trick with side spin serves is not to get too worried or too panicky about the side spin. Why is this? Well, actually, try not to treat side spin as a separate sort of serve, because it will be side spin with something. It will be either side spin with backspin or side spin with topspin. If it's side spin with backspin, you can still push these. Because of the backspin on the serve, you can still push them. You just might need to push it a little bit more in the other direction or aim for the middle of the table to account for the side spin. But side spin with backspin, you can return with a push. Same thing on the forehand side. Side spin with backspin, you can return with the push. You just might need to aim it a little bit more in the other direction, or if in doubt, aim towards the middle of the table. If it's side spin with topspin, well, you can return these with the drive. Again, it's the topspin which is the more important element. So side spin with topspin, you can return with a drive. But again, you might just need to aim it a little bit more in that direction or aim for the middle of the table. Same on the forehand side, you can return it with a drive, but might just need to aim it a bit more that way or towards the middle of the table. Now you do need to play a positive stroke when you're returning these side spin serves. The side spin really only takes effect if you kind of tentatively or nervously try to prod at the ball. Then it tends to, the side spin from the serve kind of shoots off your rubber. But if you play a positive stroke, a positive push or a positive drive, then you start to control the side spin. You actually start to override the side spin a little bit. And the more you do it, the more you play these positive strokes against these side spin serves, actually you'll find, I'm not that actually bothered about the side spin at all. Now comes the tricky bit. How do you know what spin your opponent is doing when he or she is serving? Think about it in this way. If you see your opponent's bat going down when serving, you can assume that there's going to be some backspin on the ball. Bat goes down, backspin. If you see your opponent's bat moving up when serving, you can assume that there's some topspin on the ball. This is a really good general approach to start with. More advanced players can be a little bit more deceptive with how they do their serves, but if you're playing at the beginner and the intermediate level, most of the serves that you face, the server is probably not going to disguise it that much. So you're really looking out for bat going down, backspin, bat going up, topspin. This means that when you're returning serves, you're in your position, you're ready to return the serve, you must watch your opponent. You must watch the server. If you really closely watch the server, then you're going to see better if the bat's moving down, the bat's moving up. It can still be difficult, But if you're not watching the server, then you're trying to work out the spin purely based on the flight of the ball, and that's quite difficult to do. Sometimes you'll get it right, sometimes you won't do, okay? If you watch the server, if you really watch their contact, well, if their bat's moving down or up on contact, that's going to give you more time to be able to process what type of spin is on the ball. So absolutely essential that when you're returning serves, you're watching to see what action, what spin your opponent is putting on the ball. When you start returning serves in this way, push or drive, at some point it all starts to become much easier, and you find that you're returning many more serves. I think when you get to that stage, you can start thinking about the progressions, about how you can return serves in different ways to put your opponent under more pressure. So for example, short backspin serves, instead of pushing those, you can try and flick them. Long backspin serves, instead of pushing those, we can look to try and loop them. And topspin serves, instead of just guiding the ball back with a drive, we can look to be more aggressive with our strokes, adding more speed, perhaps putting in a bit more topspin into the stroke as well. This is how your receiving game can develop. Don't worry about these more advanced return of serves too much at the moment. And if you're at the beginner, intermediate stage, just really focus down on topspin, backspin, push, drive. Then, as your confidence increases, you can start to add these other return of serves into your game. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope this video about returning serves helps you in the way that it helps the players that I coach. Okay, I'll have plenty more videos coming soon, so I'll see you then. Bye bye.